Hi, my name's Karen and I work for Cernit, a polymer clay manufacturer based in Belgium, distributed throughout the UK by Playground. In today's video I'm going to show you what you can do with your scrap pieces of clay, because as you know in crafting we never throw anything away. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make a simple heart pendant using just the scrap pieces of clay. These pieces are left over from projects that I've done, such as the little models that I've made and canes that I've made. It is best if you've got lots of different colours, because then you will get a nice design rather than if you just had, say, two colours. So I've got lots of colours here, and what I'm doing is I'm just squeezing all the colours together. So I'm not mixing the clay, all I'm doing is just squeezing the colours just to bind them together. So there's lots of squeezing there. So once you've got a shape that's like a fat sort of sausage shape, then if you twist the clay, just twist, just a few twists in there, still pressing together. And now I'm going to take an acrylic block and I'm just going to press down firmly on the top and on the sides. I'm just turning the block around on the work surface. You can turn it over as well and do the same on the other side. So I'm just again pressing the colours together and forming the scraps into a block, into a square or a rectangle. So there we have the scraps that are all together there in a block. Now I'm going to take my blade and I'm going to make a single cut down the centre of the block, and then I'm going to open out the block, and you'll see there that you have a mirror image. If you just put the two edges together, you have a lovely design there, a beautiful pattern. You can see a few flowers there. And then what you can do with the block after is you can either press down flat to make the design flat, and you can cut out buttons, or what I like to do is to make heart-shaped pendants. So I'll flatten down a little bit more. Don't be tempted to use a roller, because you will lose the design if you start to roll the clay out again. So just pressing down there. And then to make a heart, I'm just going to cut away the corners there. So I've cut one corner, then another corner. So that'll be the bottom of the heart there, and then the top corners I'll cut away so you can see the shape coming there, and then a small triangle, and you can see it's beginning to look like a heart shape. So I'm just taking the block again, just begin to shape the heart, press on the top, around the sides and around there. Keep pressing on the top. Just give it another bit of Just press with your fingers. Will take a little bit of time just to get the desired shape that you want. You don't have to do a heart either. You can do all sorts of shapes. You can do a square or a rectangle, but I like to do the hearts. So once you're happy with your heart shape, you can then add a little finding in the top of the heart, and that's where your cord will go through. So I've just got some jewellery wire here, and I'm just going to cut a few inches of jewellery wire, and I've taken a paintbrush and I'm just going to wrap the jewellery wire around the end of the paintbrush, just leaving a little bit there sticking out at the end. So you wrap the jewellery wire around the paintbrush, and then with the two ends twist. You can do it with your fingers or the pliers. So just twist and then slide the finding off the paintbrush. You can see there you have a little finding there with a hole in, so that you can then insert the finding into the top of the heart. And then I would bake the heart at 130 for around 15 to 20 minutes. Once you take the heart out of the oven, ensure that it's cool, and then you can either varnish, you can sand or varnish actually, or you can leave them matte. So that's one thing that you can do with your scrap pieces of clay. Another thing that you can do is you can make beads. So I've taken another scrap piece of clay and I'm just rolling the clay into a ball. And then I've got some ultra fine glitter here, which is available on the Playground website. So I'm taking the ball of clay and I'm just dropping the clay into the bag of glitter, and I'm just gently moving the clay around in the bag of glitter. Just making sure that the whole bead is coated there with the glitter. Take the bead out of the bag. And you can see there that there's no clay visible. It's just a blue sparkly bead. Give it another little roll there in your palms. Take a cocktail stick and make the hole there just by turning and pressing very slowly. Just take it backwards and forwards in the hole again the other side, and there you have a sparkly bead made from scraps and a heart-shaped pendant made from scraps.